Good afternoon, foodies. This is Darleen and Jesse with Space Coast Eats. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi, Jesse.
That's right. It is a delicious podcast, and we come to you about this time every week. You know, we've had a couple weeks off, though.
We've been, I want to call it hiatus.
We've taken a summer hiatus.
Yeah.
Late summer hiatus. We turned into 1 week because I think you were celebrating a birthday. And then we just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's just take another breather because we have to, press the reset button once in a while.
Yeah.
Book a couple weeks in advance, so we had to line up some guests, and that's what we did. So we took that time to, again, just kind of relax and reevaluate the show, kind of imagine what this show could be, because now it's like what episode 33.
Episode 33.
Yeah. So it's and this December will be a full year since we started.
Yeah.
So we're almost coming around full circle, and we couldn't be more excited about talking food for all this time.
Yeah, definitely.
With all of our friends, the viewers. So of course, Darleen in the studio, and today's guest. Let's just bring her out real quick. So we want to introduce her and include her in the conversation. So when we do kind of go through what we've been doing and so forth, she could chime in. And she's not like, who is that? We want to make sure that everybody understands who we have. And
sure.
And I think a lot of our guests, they like to be included with the conversation. So why don't you do the honors and introduce our guest today?
Yeah, I would love to introduce our guest. That's like one of my favorite parts of the whole show, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, for sure. I think I've said for sure like 3 times. So
sure.
that must be like my 80s thing coming out in me, Maybe
one more time would be 4 for sure.
I know. Maybe I watched
4 for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure. Anyway, so this is Jen. She does a Instagram called Quarantine Cocktails. I started following her, I'm not sure when, clearly sometime during quarantine. And I just loved her cocktails that she was posting, her images, and then everything that she was doing. And I just loved the fact that she found something creative to do with her downtime, per se. And
downtime, yeah.
Exactly, right? Your jailhouse time.
Exactly, yeah.
So I really wanted to invite her into the studio because she has such great ideas. She's such a fun girl, and let her be able to share some of her story with you and some of her experiences and kind of where she goes from now, since hopefully we're not really technically in quarantine.
Let's hope that does not happen again.
Yes.
I don't think I could handle it.
No, you have small children.
2 little bitty kids running around in quarantine. Not fun.
Not fun. No, I can't imagine.
Whoever wrote those laws or asked, because it was never mandated. We never forced to quarantine. And the
Right.
quarantine healthy people, that's not what quarantine is. You quarantine sick people.
Right.
But we had the stay-at-home order, flatten the curve, all this rhetoric. Oh, you got to do this. And we've seen how it affects people. Some people get really, really claustrophobic, really introvert or whatever. They go through a lot of different pains. But some people, like our Miss Jen, got creative. She's like, okay, what am I going to do with myself to keep my sanity? I'm already drinking a lot. Might as well record it.
Exactly.
This is true.
That's
true.
You might as well have a good drink.
the people on the front lines, as we always say, the heroes in the emergency rooms, they're seeing more things like cirrhosis and like liver problems and all related to drinking.
Don't tell me that. What?
Yeah,
Come on.
People are waking up at like 9 a.m. with nothing to do, nowhere to go. I guess I'll have my first beer.
But you couldn't get a Xanax. I think we talked about that before. I think we could all use a Xanax right about now.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So rest assured, I did not wake up at 9 a.m. and start drinking. My mom saw this Instagram account and she was like, "I'm a little worried for you.
Yeah.
Are you drinking every day?" I'm like, no, Mom, it's okay. I'm not drinking every day. Every other day, maybe.
Right.
It's research, but not every day.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creative, beautiful, fabulous cocktails. Yeah. That's awesome.
Time for research. All right, kids, take a nap.
4 o'clock rolls around.
Yep.
Here we go.
Oh, so you set a timer to it.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Google,
it's-
set a timer for 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of like that.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
That's right.
Exactly.
And if it's 4 o'clock, then it's probably like Bermuda or
drinking around the world.
Greenland is probably in that next time zone, actually. So, maybe find like a Greenland partner. Hey, is it 5 o'clock there? Well, it sure is. All right. Well, let's toast.
All right, we're good to go now. It's 5 o'clock.
Exactly. Exactly. So when the quarantine started to hit, per se, and COVID started to hit, were you doing Instagram before that? Were you really in the social media at all?
No, not really. I just had a Facebook page and an Instagram page for friends and family, basically, with the kids and my plants, all my plants outside. I'm a weird plant lady.
I did not know this. That's new.
Yes, I have sweet potatoes, herbs, tomatoes, cucumbers. I'm like very into that stuff. But no, I did not. And when COVID hit, my husband and I, we like to go to Fiesta Azteca in Sundre every Friday night. We are there
that's
every
a fun
week.
time. Yeah.
Every week. Oh, it's so great. And we have margaritas, chips and queso, and we split the beef flautas. Like, they know our order. We're that predictable,
Right.
Well,
you know what you like.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And we were like, okay, what are we going to do? We can't go to Fiesta. We can't go walk around downtown Melbourne, Cocoa Village. What are we going to do? And my husband was a bartender for, I don't know, 10 years maybe in Charlotte. And I was like, you should. And he makes a mean margarita and a mean old fashioned. And I don't like bourbon at all, but it's really good. And I was like, you should start an Instagram page and post all your drinks and your recipes. And I think people would really like it. People are sitting on their phones all day now.
Right.
Because who is really working from home?
Right.
Right. We, like, work for 5 minutes and then, what are people doing on Instagram? Right. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. People won't look at it. And I was like, all right, well, I will then.
Yeah.
And you're going to be my chief taste tester. And it was not very good at first, but I got a lot better and I could like bounce ideas off of them and stuff, But that's how it started.
Very cool. And your pictures are amazing. You do a really great job with your images. So
Thanks. iPhone.
Yeah, iPhone. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Was photography ever a passion?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
So you just learned to be a bartender and a food photographer.
Wow. Now that you say that, I like it.
Yeah.
I know. Look at there.
I thought she had, one came from the other, or one spawned from the other.
No, I just take a lot of pictures of my kids and my dog.
Gotcha.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one of those moms.
That's a good mom.
Do you have an IG account for your kids and your pets?
I do. Their own?
Yes.
Oh, no,
Oh,
they
you don't?
don't.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not that far into it.
There are people who are that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Follow my dog.
Yeah.
Really?
I have one for my dog.
I know. I'm talking about you.
Ouch.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, you're not the only one. You're not the only one.
No.
Actually, my sister has one for her dog, but I don't think she keeps up with it.
I don't keep up with it insanely well. I thought I would. I really thought I was going to keep it up because she's so cute.
Right.
But I don't keep up with it as much as I would like to. She does have some followers, though.
Oh.
Yeah. She's Insta famous.
There you go. That's all we need in this life.
Yes.
Insta famous.
Insta famous. But anyway, yeah. So was your husband staying at home as well? He wasn't an essential worker or anything like that. So it was all 4 of you like staying at home at the same time?
No, it was not. So he is in construction and we work on a lot of federal contracts. So they were considered mission critical, quote unquote mission critical.
Okay.
So he kept going to work. Everything was normal there. I mean, obviously they wore masks when they could and they tried to stay 6 feet apart when they could, but I mean, you're on a construction site, so that's not very feasible most of the time, Right. Luckily, we have not known anyone to catch COVID, and I can't imagine people that lost their jobs or have known, lost someone to COVID. I can't imagine it.
Right.
We were so lucky. I knock on wood every day because I'm like, I don't know what we would have done, you know, with 2 little kids and a mortgage and bills. And I just don't know how people got through.
Yeah. A lot of families weren't as blessed. And I know we were blessed as well because my other half is he's considered essential, but he owns his own business. So he was able to continue to move forward as well. So that is definitely feeling very, very blessed. And we didn't know anyone super close to us that we didn't know anyone that passed away of COVID. I knew several people that had COVID, and then none of them were ever very sick. They had either asymptomatic or very low symptoms, which is very good.
Yeah.
But not clearly, that's not always the stories with most people. But so definitely trying to make the most of quarantine time, being stuck in the house. It can be very stressful for sure. And you do. I don't make cocktails, so I know that Jesse and I have talked about that. It's not something that I have ever really done, but I definitely drink a lot of wine. Yeah. So I opened up a lot of wine and looked for some deals on wine and experienced some different wines than I had in the past. So I definitely did a little bit more of that than I probably would have if we were not. And it was by like 4:30-ish start going, I think, because it felt later.
I know.
It's a long day.
You're stuck in the house all day. I know. You wake up at, we're up around like 6:15 with the kids. And by, 4 o'clock rolls around, you're like, I'm so tired.
Exactly.
I'm so tired. And it feels like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah.
So tell
I feel your pain.
Tell me some of the favorite cocktails that you did make.
Anything margarita.
Anything margarita. So what are some of your, do you do different flavors? Because margarita doesn't have to be your typical straight up margarita that you get at a Mexican restaurant. You can definitely add different flavors to them.
Yes. So my hands down favorite margarita is actually my husband's margarita, and fresh squeezed orange and lime juice, and sometimes add jalapeno in there and like a little Grand Marnier floater. So good. Oh, it's amazing. Also have gotten into ranch water, which I didn't know was a thing. Thanks to social media, I figured this one out.
What is ranch water?
Yeah,
So
I'm curious.
It's essentially like a skinny margarita, I think, which I'm always down with too. Yeah. Because COVID, like 25, hit me pretty hard.
High five me, sister.
Yeah. Horrible.
So Jesse and I talked about that today.
It's so bad. Ugh, I'm so over this stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so ranch water is tequila, lime juice, and Topo Chico, and that's it.
What's a Topo Chico?
What is
Topo
that?
Chico is a mineral water, so like a sparkling water, but I guess it's not ranch water if you don't use Topo Chico. According to Texans.
Okay.
That's what they say.
So where do you get it?
Total Wine. I think Publix carries it now. Shout out to Publix.
Definitely Total Wine.
Yeah, definitely Total Wine. I think Fresh Market may carry it too.
Okay, I would bet Fresh Market would. Yeah, because they have a lot of those types of things. Okay, super interesting.
Topo
So
Chico.
when you make that,
it's good.
How do you make it?
1.5 ounces tequila, juice from 1 lime, always fresh squeezed.
Okay.
If you use like the lime, like the fake little lime that you get in the store with the juice in it, don't do it. Just don't do it. Yeah. Stay far away. Just grab a lime, squeeze it in there, and then you fill the rest with Topo Chico.
Okay.
It is so good. It's so simple, but man, it's good.
Yeah, I need to try that for sure.
Yeah.
I'll have to get somebody to make that for me.
I should have done it today. Dang it.
You know,
I knew it.
Florida is the citrus capital of the world.
Right.
If you can't get your hand on a fresh lime, lemon, grapefruit, orange, you're doing it wrong. We are so blessed to be able to make fresh margaritas all year round. One of my favorite other drink is a Greyhound.
Oh.
What is a Greyhound?
Grapefruit and vodka.
Oh, see, I don't like grapefruit.
Well, then it's probably not for you.
So pass that one.
But I always get the salty dog, which is a modifier.
Okay.
You add a salt rim with the vodka of grapefruit.
Mm-hmm.
And
so good.
So good.
Yeah.
Jonathan's at Cocoa Beach. I mean, they have the ruby red, just a big, beautiful grapefruits right there.
Right.
And as long as they have enough, like I will drink their whole inventory of grapefruits. I mean, because they have the citrus press, and they just squeeze every little bit out of it. And of course, your vodka of choice, and some rocks, and it's just so refreshing.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
So that does. Especially after a round of golf, or even before a round of golf, because it's right up the street from the country club there in Cocoa Beach, off Minuteman, and so it's just like a little ritual that we do. But I'll tell you what, it's just So good ruby red. I mean, we're so blessed. We have so many like blood red oranges. I mean, you start using the citrus that we have available, key limes. I mean, for instance, carambola. Like if you just harness what we have available here in a state that produces quality produce just about all year round. Like there's always something harvesting.
Yeah, I can't imagine not using a fresh ingredient. And I know that you talked about having a growing some of your own veggies.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use those in your cocktails as well?
I do. I use the herbs. I have
Okay.
basil, lemon basil. I had rosemary. And I think that's all I have right now. But the lemon basil was so good. I got it from like a little pack from Target, actually. And it's awesome. Yeah, you can make it into like a simple syrup for like a lemon. A lemon drop. You remember those shots that you could,
Oh, and I love lemon drop martinis.
Yeah. Well, lemon
nice.
basil, simple syrup, and lemon drop martinis. So good. Yeah. I like to call it garden to glass. I'm not sure if that's a thing.
I actually
It
like
is
that.
now.
It is now.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag garden glass.
You just coined a term.
Yeah.
I like that
I
garden
think
to
we're gonna do
glass.
this. We're gonna do this all the time. Like hashtag for sure. Hashtag garden glass. We're just gonna keep.
That's two right now. All right,
That's
let's
right.
keep track.
Yeah, we can keep it going. Yeah, for sure. Oh God, I just did it again.
What'd you do?
For sure.
For sure.
I don't even.
I think that's number
know.
5.
I have no idea.
I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Hashtag for
Interesting.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm just so intrigued. I mean I'm gonna have to meet this husband of yours because I'm a big margarita fan, and I pride myself, having bartended for so many years, to have a great margarita recipe. Now, yeah.
Should we have a margarita competition?
Oh, I think that would be awesome.
I think so too.
A margarita off.
a margarita off.
He's a golfer too. You guys
Hashtag.
can go
Whoa.
golf.
Yeah.
I know. Did I just make you guys become friends?
Are we best friends?
I think I
BFFs.
did.
I think we just became. That scene in Step Brothers just cracks me up. That's all I can think of. Are we best friends? Yeah, certainly. Margaritas and golf.
Yeah.
But yeah, so here's the trick, folks. If you go to a bar and that bartender makes your margarita with a sweet and sour, and you'll notice it because it's like this bright yellow thing, and it's usually already pre-mixed, and it's either from a gun, which, or maybe they did like get the powder and mix it with the water, just before their shift. The gun stuff, I mean, it stays in. It's in a bag. Anything from a gun, okay? It's in a bag. The syrup comes, mixes it with the CO2 water and the carbonated water, and that's your drink. But these syrup lines, I mean, they get sticky. It's horrible. One thing I remember hearing is at the Pepsi and Coca-Cola plants, because of the citric acid in Coca-Cola and Pepsi for the flavoring, they have to replace those syrup lines all the time because
I can imagine
they're
with
so
all that sugar.
They're just so toxic. Yeah, they just go right through the rubber lines. Anyway, I digress. If you see your bartender like, oh, margarita, sure, and they take the bottle of tequila and a premix of sweet and sour, run. Especially if you ask for like a nice top shelf,
Right.
with a pre-made mix. No.
Or it's in an igloo. I've seen that before.
Yeah, it's just so easy. Simple syrup, which is really just water and sugar combined until it's it's dissolved sugar really in water. It is what it is. Simple syrup, and then so sugar, water, and then you get the fresh limes. It's the easiest thing. It takes two more seconds out of their life.
Yep.
Especially if they have a good citrus press or a hand press. It doesn't take any more time. They mix it. One of my little things that I would do is add like a little bit of carbonated soda, like a Sprite or 7-Up or whatever I had available. Sprite offered a little sweetness. Certainly Grand Marnier. You always want like an orange liqueur. Okay, so triple sec is what you mostly get. Grand Marnier is just that up. It's like a name brand triple sec, but it's French and it's delicious.
So it's fancy because it's French, right?
And I have a special relationship with Grandma.
Don't go there. That's weird.
I was going to say, I'm not following this.
Grand Marnier. Grandma for short.
Oh, Grand Marnier. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So
I'm blonde.
So I mean,
he was trying to trick us.
So I sip on Grandma like out of the straight.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, neat. Oh yeah,
Huh.
it's delicious.
Okay, so next time you make a margarita, can you do it with Topo Chico instead of Sprite?
Yeah,
Please,
I just gotta
I'm
get some
begging
more.
you.
I just gotta get some. I gotta
So
find
good.
some.
Go to Publix, Fresh Market.
I literally
Total
learned
Wine.
about this 20 minutes ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, make a little note.
Oh, it's all right here.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
I'm going to Total Wine and get a case of it.
It's in his noodle. Yeah.
Because it's not gonna be a ranch margarita.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a golfing margarita. I'm gonna have to rebrand it
Yeah.
because we don't have ranches here. Well, I guess we do, but I never walk on a ranch, so I feel like I would be like, I don't know, not really doing it justice if I were to take that drink anywhere else but a ranch. So
So I wonder.
So with my logic, I'm like, I have to rebrand it as like a golfing or a walking margarita.
Yeah, or after hearing about ranch water and it's a Texas thing, everyone is so proud of Texas if they're from there.
Oh yeah.
Does Florida have a swamp water?
We could.
I don't know. I need to look into this. I think.
What would be a swamp water?
I don't know. Some.
Well, it could be the same recipe, but we just have to rebrand it. Swamp water.
Yeah.
Golf
We're
water.
just gonna make up our own stuff today, are we?
Swing oil.
Hashtag swamp water.
Yeah.
Hashtag
That sounds
swamp
kind of
water.
gross, but hey, I'll run with it.
I could take that somewhere else.
Florida.
Yeah, I mean, but we I had a band in high school, and we had a song to commemorate, or how do we say, to
I know where you're going with this.
Show our appreciation of Florida. And anyway, so it had the word swamp in it. We were very, we were just, it's unique to us.
Yeah.
No, it's not swamp ass.
Oh, I didn't know if I could curse on here.
No, because Florida has like kind of like this phallic thing, so it was like swamp dick, and we.
My gosh! What if my mom is listening to this?
It's okay.
I'm just kidding.
Florida has
She is,
always
though.
been known as like America's thing. So when you.
We've gone.
How did we get this
we've
far off
gone,
Swamp water.
We've gone to the dark side here, people.
Swamp water.
Yes.
It is a full moon, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Swamp water is now a thing, and I like that because I love the Everglades. I think our swamps are great. Louisiana, I mean they have some nice swamps as well, but I like ours. I like the gators. I like the snakes and turtles and everything else that all the hillbillies and the airboats. It's part of our culture.
It's what makes Florida Florida.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, because it's either like, for sure, it's either like
6.
it's either like ranch, like because we have a good cattle. I mean, besides citrus, cattle's like probably like the other exported agricultural commodity we have, and then beyond that, it's just in between all this ranch land, you're gonna find pockets of swamp. So
Yeah.
swamp water is good.
Yeah.
Ranch water, swamp water.
Yeah, definitely.
Little food for thought.
A
Swamp
little,
water.
Yeah.
a little food for
I'm
thought.
developing as I
Yeah.
talk this through myself. I'm trying to figure it all out, but I think we do have something, and I could rebrand that. And yeah, lime juice, mineral water, tequila. It's easy enough.
Yeah.
And it sounds actually pretty refreshing.
It is so refreshing.
Because tequila is a
Ugh.
probiotic, and also for some people it's like a stimulant, like where other liquors are considered like more depressant, and just by nature they're like inherently just more relaxants, but tequila tends to be like a stimulant.
So it's what gets you on the table singing
Yeah.
versus down at gotcha.
That's why margarita bars have like mechanical bulls. Like you don't see that.
Ah.
You don't see that at a martini bar.
No,
Like,
because
you're gonna see
martini.
It's not really the same clientele,
No,
though.
because martinis, you do your pinky finger
That's the
up
pinky
on a
out, right.
martini. Yeah.
So, but-
you don't get on a bowl.
But you
Can
do
you
have
imagine?
You get fancy.
you do have to bunch of ranch water.
You do. It's
Oh
good,
my
though.
goodness. So, do you have any cocktails that you are thinking that are kind of fun for Halloween?
Ooh, theme drinks.
Yeah. Do you have themed drinks that you?
I haven't even started thinking about it yet, which is so weird. I have my house decorated for Halloween. We have a skeleton. His name is Sam. Right now, he was a butler for a Galloween party. He served everyone drinks, and now he's a Florida man, though.
Yeah.
Back at the house. And I haven't even thought about it. I made a caramel apple sangria for the Galloween party I went to. It was so good, but it was strong and sweet.
Yeah.
So you can only have like one glass.
Yeah.
But no, I got to think of something for actual Halloween. We
Yeah.
normally have family over, and we have, pizza and
Right.
some drinks. And it's on a Saturday this year now, right?
Amen. And a full moon.
Oh, God. Here we
So-
go.
I'm pretty
So
sure.
this is what's stinky this year. This year, just I think like even Cinco de Mayo, I think this year was on a weekend, and of course COVID. So
we got robbed. Yeah.
Stinker.
No, Cinco de Mayo was on Taco Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
What was on a weekend
4th
that
of
was
July was on the weekend.
4th
Yes.
of July was
Yeah.
on the weekend.
Finally.
So we kind of got screwed out of that.
Robbed.
Okay, we'll do with robbed. That's a nicer
Yes.
word. And then here comes Halloween on the weekend. Halloween is honestly, I like it really honestly over Christmas. And I haven't even gotten excited about it this year because I already know it's just done.
I know.
tough,
Because
yeah.
I don't do kid stuff. So for me, it's like Halloween adult stuff. And that's done. I mean, it's just done. And for the most part, I guess we could do something
no more
smaller,
like
something
Halloween
at the
Horror
house.
Nights. I mean, by now, like
Yeah.
we'd be inundated with like Halloween Horror Night, commercials and all these
Oh,
other
yeah.
promotions, haunted hay rides, and
Yeah, and fun parties and things like that. And done, squashed.
the only thing I've heard of is like a drive-through.
And it's on a Saturday.
I've heard of a drive-through haunted maze or something.
I've
Yes.
seen that.
And then
Yeah, Orlando has something.
and
And
then
there's something here.
Then a drive-in like movie or something, like a
Yeah.
drive-in like.
Like a haunted one? People will come scare
No,
you?
Nah, it's more like just watch. Like, it's like what we used to do back then in the 80s. We would just watch Rocky Horror Picture Show at the drive-in, and so now it's like but now we're contained to our cars.
I feel like the drive-through scare trail, I've seen that, is a horrible idea.
yeah.
Like, can you imagine how many people are going to be rear-ended during that? Like, get
Well,
scared
and then I think
gun it.
You have people that are in the car, and then people coming up to your car. How dangerous is it for people coming up to your car? I don't know.
Yeah, they could get hit.
I mean,
The
what
car
kind
in
of
front you
insurance does
could
that
get hit.
require?
I don't think it's going to be that in your face like a typical like walkthrough.
Then it's not fun.
Well, I mean, I guess it could be
How
like
scary is that if you're in the safety of your own car? And you, in all honesty, then you are the bigger person. You have this, how many ton vehicle behind you that if anybody even comes near you, you are in control.
Well, they'd have to just create like these huge scenes with like a mob of like, zombies coming at you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're just gonna have to just take it up
They're
a
going
notch.
to have
is
to
all.
take it up a
Yeah.
notch.
Or because you are in a car, like let's say there's like a Mack truck and it puts its headlights on and like starts honking at you and like
Yeah,
starts to
something
get closer
bigger.
and closer. Yes,
Or a
exactly. So
big
bigger.
giant bug.
Or a giant bug.
Aliens?
Yeah. Aliens.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. So
We should be doing
You
this.
just have to you just have to think grander scale. You know what I'm saying? Like
If you guys are thinking about this, call us. We got ideas.
so are you a pumpkin spice fan?
Yes, I am. I'm proud of it, though.
Me too.
Okay, fair enough.
To an extent.
Okay. So nothing's come to mind. I mean, I could think of a dozen recipes.
So I made a pumpkin cold brew martini. I made a pumpkin syrup, a pumpkin spice syrup, like a simple syrup, and then made a cold brew martini with that. It was good.
Sounds good.
That sounds amazing. We're going to have to talk about that a little bit more. We do have to go to a break.
Oh, is that time already?
Yeah, it's that time already.
See, I'm so glad you're here. So you
I know.
keep us on time. All right, then we will return after these short messages, and when we do, it's going to be this week's Eats with Darleen.
Yeah.
And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Are you in the market for a new home? Perhaps you need to sell your old home and downsize or relocate. Hey there, my name is Jesse Hall with eXp Realty, and I offer professional real estate services right here on the Space Coast. Give me a call, 321-877-8737 for all of your real estate needs. Again, 321-877-8737 for all of your real estate needs. Buy, sell, invest with the best. Find out more at 321-buysellinvest.com.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Darleen with this week's Eats. So I want to talk about a couple of different things. First of all, Jesse, we had lunch today.
Yes, we did.
At a new spot. Well, it's new to downtown Melbourne.
A second location, yep.
A second location. What did you think?
Well, everybody wasn't wrong. The people spoke and they were correct. Pub Americana has a really good burger. And I asked the server, so, I mean, because they had like 13 burgers. And the French one had like goat cheese, caramelized onions. I mean, I remember that one. I'm just like looking at that. And that was my first go-to because I love anything with goat cheese.
Yeah.
But being the adventurous type,
right,
I don't want to miss out on like the most popular. So, of course, I says, what do you recommend as far as the burgers?
Right.
Well, everybody loves a breakfast burger. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm a fan at any, an egg on any sandwich. I'm just like, yeah, go for it. And then it had like an avocado and everything was agreeable, the cheese and everything else. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And that's what I enjoyed, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I didn't save a bite for anybody.
You didn't even share with me.
No.
No.
You had your own sandwich.
I did. I had a grilled chicken ciabatta.
Yeah, and how'd you like that?
It was very delish.
Well, you couldn't even finish it.
No, I couldn't even finish it, which is not a bad thing. But yeah, it was very good. And you took some nice pictures, which you're going to share, right, on our Space Coast Eats.
I already did.
You already did? Oh,
it's a story, right? It's in the story right now.
Oh, yeah. Go check out Space Coast Eats, space_coast_eats. Instagram page is in the stories.
Oh, sorry. I should have mentioned Facebook story.
It's in Facebook.
It's a Facebook.
It's a Facebook
Space Coast
story.
Eats.
Well, we're going to have to put it on Instagram, too.
I guess so.
Yeah, we'll work that out. Anyway, so it was really good. So if you haven't been down to the Melbourne location of Pub Americana, definitely check that out and check out some of those pictures.
See, I'll show you right here.
Okay.
So this was, if it just populates.
Can we share that on?
No,
we can't share. Okay.
I mean, I could always put the pictures on afterwards.
Yeah, we'll put the pictures on.
Yeah.
And then I do have some pictures for you to share with everyone.
Oh, you do?
I do. I sent them to you.
Oh, those. I'm sorry. I'm like looking at the Facebook. Stories.
You're in your zone.
I am in the zone.
So a couple places, I think that this place was closed for quite a while and it's not open. It's one of my favorite places, Pano Vino, over by the Oaks. Yeah. So this is the chicken scarpapani. Scarpapio. Oh, Lord. Yeah, it's good. But this has peppers. It's got cheese. It's got sausage in it too. And it's really, really good. It's got artichokes. It's really fresh, and it's like a light lemon butter that's kind of in it.
Looks
so it's
divine.
it's not real heavy. And then, your shaved parm that's on top of it. It's really, really good. One of the things that I really like about Pano Vino is they have, so far, we're really just doing mostly outdoor dining. We're not doing a lot of indoor dining. It's outside, and it's all twinkly lights over there at the Oaks, which is really nice. So you can sit outside and it's relaxing. And we always get bottles of wine there because they actually have really good quality wine, really reasonably priced. Mm-hmm. So we always get that, and they always give you more bread than you really ever need. But the food is really good there. So, some people I think kind of forget that it's over there because it's kind of like tucked away. But definitely check it out. It's kind of romantic, to be honest with you.
Very romantic.
In my opinion.
And save room for dessert.
Yeah.
Because it has one of the best dessert selections.
They do. It's hard to choose. That's part of the problem. We also went over to Ember and Oak, who we haven't been to sit down and eat since before the pandemic, too. We clearly got a lot of, some takeout and stuff because they were actually on the podcast. Jen was here, and she shared some of her, stuff that they had to go because they were doing the grocery and different things like that. And they're obviously an amazing place to eat. But we sat down, and they're all twinkly lights outside, and it's very romantic, and it's nice. It was a nice night. It wasn't too hot. This picture that I have up here, where if you're, listening and you're not viewing, you can't really see it, but it is grilled pork. It was still bone-in. It's, I don't know, Jesse, would you think like an inch and a half thick?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, and
it
it's cooked perfectly. It melts in your mouth. It was amazing. It was served with some greens and some amazing Brussels sprouts. Sorry, in like a reduced vinaigrette. I would imagine. I can't remember, like the sauce, maybe a red vinaigrette. It was really good. So Jen, don't kill me if I said that incorrectly. But it was really, really. It was perfect. It was perfectly cooked, and it was just a really nice dinner out. And they have some amazing wines as well. They have a really great selection, you know, something unusual that you wouldn't get somewhere else. And our last guest that we had on here, Jesse, was Captain Hiram's, and they talked about their football menu. We went over there, and we don't really watch football, so we just went over there just to kind of get out. And their food was really good. It's such a good deal. It's like $12 for 2 appetizers. So it's a really good deal. But anyway, so that's kind of my eats for the week. And I know we've had tons of time that we haven't been in the studio. So check out, I'm going to start posting more as well on some of my social, which I haven't been doing quite as much because life's been busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a little bonkers.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be getting a little bit more into the groove here.
Little by little.
Little by little.
Got to get back into it.
Yeah, for sure. But Jen is going to make us a cocktail.
Well, we are excited about that.
What?
Yes. And it's got a little bit of a fall flair. While we live in Florida, we like to pretend that we have fall because in reality, we don't. But you
I
have
love
to
fall. It's my favorite.
I know.
Faux fall.
Faux fall. See?
Hashtag faux fall.
Hashtag faux fall.
How do you spell that?
F-A-U-X.
F-A-U-X.
Yeah, faux fall.
Okay. There's
Yeah.
no E in there, right?
No.
No. Faux fall.
Yeah, faux fall.
Faux fall.
I
like
kind of
that.
like that.
That is funky.
Yeah.
That's number 5? Hashtag?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I think so.
Yeah.
Doing pretty good, guys.
Yeah.
Way to go.
We're killing it here.
Swamp water. Faux fall.
For sure.
For
For
sure. And there was one more. At least.
There was, but I can't remember it
Oh,
now.
I can't
dang.
remember.
We gotta
And that
rewind
was-
the show.
And that was Jen's. And that was
We're going to
Jen's.
have to rewind the show.
All right. So what are you making for us?
So today, I need to preface this. I am not a bartender.
Hashtag.
That's right.
That's what it was.
Non-bartender.
Yeah,
or
I'm not a
something.
bartender.
I am not a bartender.
No. I will never be a bartender. I am hard of hearing. I would be so bad. I'm
Yeah.
socially awkward, you know. So, yeah, and I'm sure all the bartenders actually listening to this are probably rolling their eyes and they're like, oh my gosh, who is this girl? So you guys can just fast forward a little bit on this. But we are going to make an apple cider Moscow Mule. So
Sounds
what
amazing.
it is, 3 ounces of apple cider, and I just got the Honeycrisp blend from Publix.
Okay.
Oh.
River Ridge. It's in the
That sounds seasonal.
it's so good. It's very sweet, though. In the produce section, Fever Tree ginger beer, a little bit of Tito's, some cinnamon simple syrup, and lime.
All right.
Okay, so cinnamon
And I
simple
didn't-
syrup, because I see the whole cinnamon too.
Oh, yeah. I just had to use that for a spoon because I don't...
I got you. Okay.
That's perfect, right? Solutions. All right.
Again, not a bartender. Not a bartender.
I love it. I love it.
not
This
a
is
bartender.
so much fun, right? But this goes to show you don't have to be a bartender to make great drinks.
Exactly. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to do quarantine cocktails for like entertaining purposes. You know, you have a bunch of people over, you know, pre-COVID, and hopefully, you know, we can do that more soon.
Right.
You don't have to be nervous that your drinks are horrible or too strong and no one
Right.
can drink them, and they just kind of force them down. And you're, ugh, you know.
Yeah.
You can do simple drinks with in-season produce, and they'll actually turn out pretty good. You just have to get that ratio down and that formula down almost.
Right.
So this is 3 ounces of the apple cider, an ounce and a half of the vodka, half a lime, juice from half a lime, and then half an ounce of the cinnamon simple syrup.
Okay.
And it's so easy.
All right.
And
I'm
it's
gonna
pretty
write
tasty.
that down,
Do it.
Well, folks at home, hopefully have a pen and paper,
and they can write that
and
down.
they could write it down for us. Yes.
Right.
If not, slide into my DMs. I can't believe I just said
Slide-
that.
Yes.
Hashtag slide into her DMs.
Yes. Yes.
And I'll
definitely-
send it to you. That was so lame. I'm sorry. I
Yes,
had to
definitely
do that, though.
follow Jen at Quarantine Cocktails.
But that is
On her
that is
Instagram.
an influencer thing. That and swipe up.
Yes.
Swipe up to look at the.
I'm
Yeah.
not
That's my
popular
website.
enough
Yeah.
to have that, but
Well, you know, maybe after this podcast, you will be. There'll be so many people looking for this recipe that
Hey,
you're gonna have your
maybe.
own.
You never
You're gonna
know.
have your own
You
swipe
never
up.
know. There you go.
So you got the citrus press.
Yep.
Your
Little
you got the
simple one.
limes. Yeah, little simple.
So that's so funny that
Yeah.
you were talking about the big citrus press
I love
earlier.
those, yes.
My parents got us one for Christmas. And
What brand?
Zule Kitchen. I'm not sure if I said that right. That is what got us started on the margaritas.
Interesting.
I've been looking for a
Great Christmas
I've been
present,
looking
by the
for
way.
a Hamilton Beach.
Oh.
They make one of the best because some of these have too many loose parts.
Mm-hmm.
Hamilton Beach is like one like uni body, and a really good lever, good hardware that connects the lever to the body, and it's like 3 parts, and then a really good strainer, a big enough cup where you could put all sizes of citrus, not just like because there's some that are just like for lemons and limes.
Oh, that's
but
nice.
But it's like a big one, and it's got a good hearty like grinder piece, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it, but so when you press a citrus, it's like it's not going to collapse. It's easy to clean.
Yeah.
So I'm very picky with.
I see that.
And it seems like the old ones just had a lot of weight because when you're really smushing it, you don't want it to like come
Yeah.
forward and come off the table and like be weird or have to like brace it with like your other hand. Like you just want to give it all you got to get the most out of your citrus. So that's what I've been looking for. The good ones you could find anywhere from $90 to $120. But it should be your very last citrus press. Like
Yeah.
buy once, cry once is my motto. And that goes for anything.
Yeah.
Because
that's how I'm like with the mixer. Get a good mixer, or you'll just be going through mixers.
Get a good rice cooker. Get a good slow
Vacuum.
cooker. Get a good vacuum.
Vacuum,
Right.
Dyson. I say
Yeah.
it all day long.
I wish I had one. I don't.
They're
Just
awesome.
buy once, cry once. Otherwise, you're just going to keep going through the bargain brands.
Yeah.
It's just you're going to spend just as much money, and you're never going to be happy with any of it.
Yeah.
My next appliance, by the way, if anybody's listening, Christmas is coming up.
Oh Lord.
The Vitamix mixer. It's a $400,
Oh, yes.
$500 like mixer, but you could literally take it and make a tomato basil soup. It heats it.
Yeah.
It blends
Yeah.
the cream, the tomatoes, the basil all at once.
You can make ice
And
cream
you
with it.
And you could pour
Yeah.
100 and something degree soup from this blender.
Yeah.
Like it's world renowned for
Yeah.
But only that, it's industrial.
Yeah.
You know how some smoothies you still have like a crunchy piece of ice,
Yeah.
or it's not really smooth and it's not really creamy, or it takes like forever to get you have to go with like 5 speeds, like zing zoom zoom, like it's really hard. Like people, instead of like figuring out your osterizer, the Vitamix you just press it and it's just perfect. It's just perfect, and you pour the best creamy soups, the best smoothies, the best whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, I've heard that they're amazing. My girlfriend had one,
Yeah.
and she used it all the time.
And great warranty, and it lasts forever.
That sounds awesome.
Absolutely.
I need one.
I have my drink, Jesse.
So I see she's you're almost
Here's
out
some
of
ginger beer. If you, I don't have
You're
more simple syrup.
You're almost out of your cinnamon simple syrup. So what does it take to make the simple syrup?
2 cinnamon sticks,
Uh-huh.
half a cup of sugar, half a cup of water. So you just make it like regular simple
So
syrup.
you reduce it.
Yes.
To get the flavors out of cinnamon.
So you bring it to a boil, the
Right.
sugar and the water, and then you reduce it, throw the cinnamon sticks in there and let it simmer for like 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
Take it off heat, let it cool down, and then you can store it in the fridge for up to a
and then
month.
you just strain the cinnamon out of it, and yeah.
I actually didn't do that because I don't have one of those like fine mesh strainers.
Well, come on, girl.
Again, not a bartender. I
Hashtag
have, like,
not a bartender.
No bar tools at home. It's
Right.
crazy. But yeah, it's so easy to make. In the lemon basil simple syrup, same way. Just put the sugar and the water in there. Throw the basil leaves, or you could do rosemary. You could do thyme. Any of those herbs that you like to grow,
Right.
and you can have that flavored simple syrup, and it just makes it. It's a game changer.
I wanted to ask you one thing that I saw that you mentioned is that you like to go to farmers markets.
Yes,
And
I love it.
And I love farmers markets too.
Why?
Because I love to see all the fresh veggies, and then a lot of times you can get
But are there deals?
I don't
can
know.
you get like a good bargain on like
Yes.
a bunch? You can.
Yes,
I
I think you can.
Yeah, and then there's all kinds of other stuff that are there too, and it's just makes for a nice Saturday afternoon or morning. A lot of times you can go. I would go when I'd go to them. I'd go in the morning, and by noon you're done, and then you go have brunch.
Same.
That
Oh my
was
gosh,
like-
that's like my perfect day.
That's-
That's so basic.
I know,
but I love it.
Yeah, you
I
get your
can't help
coffee
it.
and you walk around your
Yeah.
farmers market. Yeah, I love it. But I did not know that there was really any farmers markets around here. But you mentioned that there were some that you like. So talk about that a little bit if you have.
So I go to the produce place in Sundry on Wickham Road. It's right
Great
north
place. Yeah, just north of
of
Pineda.
Pineda.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Good,
can
good smoothies.
Yes, they do have good smoothies.
Okay.
They have so many like funky fruits and vegetables you can get there.
Okay.
I normally walk around in the morning and I split my grocery shopping. I do fruits, veggies, bread, stuff like that there, and then the meat and stuff at Publix.
You get bread at produce place?
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
They have like
I haven't.
bagels, pita. Yeah, it's
Curious.
good. Yeah. But they have a ton of cool stuff like the red dragon fruit, the dragon fruit margarita that I made that one time. They had those there. Pomegranates you can get there, and you can just find a lot of really fresh fruits and vegetables for cheaper than you would find at Publix. And
Right.
I think it's just better quality, honestly.
Right. Because it's local farmers, most of it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And
it's direct.
Right.
You know, these guys, I mean, one of the biggest produce, and I'll tell you a little bit about the industry from what I know. One of the biggest produce distribution centers are over in Tampa, and these guys and I
didn't
saw
know that.
I saw an expose or some film. Maybe it was either somebody doing like a story about them, or they had their own production made for them. You know, as far as creating a story and helping their brand out. But they talked about how, you know, they get there at like 3 a.m. in Tampa, and they're at the docks, and it's just like a big market, and they're buying cases of everything, right? And this is directly from like all these farmers all around, Florida. Some of the stuff is imported, so it comes off the boats in Tampa Bay, goes right to distribution center. That's why you find like some of the funkier stuff, some of the cool Asian stuff that you don't normally see, because I think Publix and a lot of those other places are just homogenized. They just get what people expect and nothing more. Like they're not going to get that.
They get what's going to move quickly.
They're not going to get that how should I say, like super ripe, they go safe, so it's got that, and I feel like some of these places have these like slow ripening, super like GMO kind of things where it's like, I have apples that look the same since, for 30 days. Like I want something that ripens. And I don't care if it ripens the next day. Like that's what produce is supposed to be. You pick it off the tree and you eat it right away, right? So I'm not afraid to have, a bunch of bananas spoil in 3 or 4 days.
Right.
Like when it gets brown, you put it in the freezer for banana bread,
Or you can throw that in a protein shake. I did find that out.
Yeah, I put my spotted bananas in a protein shake. I put my yellow bananas. I just eat my yellow bananas, right? But listen, so so I like places that actually get fresh. And it's supposed to be consumed fresh. Right. And they're not afraid to throw away spoiled things. But some of these places that, their business model is to sell like 100% of their things, even though that doesn't happen. There's always spoilage, and that's included in the price. So when you buy, one tomato for $1 or whatever it is, a pound, guess what? You're paying for like pretty much that whole case, right? And that's just how they have to mark things up in order to, anyway. So it's a funny kind of business. A little bit more history. My parents actually owned a produce place when I was in 4th grade. So 7th grade. No, I'm sorry, even earlier. I was 7 in 2nd grade. That's what it was. I was 7 in 2nd grade, and I would come home or to work, and I would have like the cellophane and the plastic. So I'd put like a bunch of bananas like on the cellophane or on this like little styrofoam, and then I was cellophane the machine. It's like very hot. My mom was always so worried, so that's a hot. But so you pull the cellophane and it would like self seal, and then you put the sticker with the price on it, and we put it on the shelf.
Right. That's so cool.
Yeah. So that. So I was surrounded by produce, so I kind of got to know some of that game. But then I learned from that documentary or whatever I had been exposed to. I'm like, man, so that it's a very cool, fast paced.
Right.
Because you're racing against time. Okay. Produce is a very time, like as soon as it's picked, as soon as it goes to, and it has to go right to market.
Right.
And that's why they spray. So when you get like, oh, this avocado's from Mexico.
Right.
Well, guess what? It was either picked prematurely and then ripened on the way here.
Right, exactly.
Or picked ripe and then sprayed with some anti-aging agent, and that's why you always want to rinse or wash, your vegetables and produce.
Right.
But with Produce Place or Poor Paul's, Downtown Produce, you're going to find something that's actually supposed to spoil. You're going to find your heirloom stuff. What is heirloom? This is an original seed that hasn't been modified, or hasn't been played with at all. So it's something that it's a tomato that your grandparents would have tasted.
Yeah.
Big like purple tomatoes. They're so cool.
Yeah.
Well, now again, everything's homogenized. Everything's been super like genetically modified to be just perfect. Like one size that and they only give you like four options. There's 1,000 varieties of tomatoes. Same thing with apples.
Yeah.
But you only find the 6. Your grandma, your big and greens, whatever, your granny apple, So you have your grannies, you have your Fuji's,
Lordy.
you have your red delicious.
Yeah.
And it's like there's your choice.
Yeah.
So for me, I love produce. I love fresh produce.
Yeah.
And again, I should probably frequent farmers markets more because I'm just so jaded. Like I don't like who's got time to eat a banana anymore. I'll just steak sounds so much better.
Oh my goodness. Oh my, he's a carnivore.
Clearly.
He's a carnivore. Well, this drink is absolutely delicious.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah,
There's more ginger beer if you like more ginger beer. But
this is great.
like I was telling you earlier. Yeah, of course.
See, ginger beer, for those who don't know, and I'm sorry for just keep on going. Ginger beer I actually love because before mules got their thing back,
Right.
I was drinking ginger beer, my Dark and Stormies.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Myers, a little bit of ginger beer, and a lime. But you had to use a Jamaican ginger beer. Like ginger beer should be spicy.
Right.
And I started tasting like these Goslings. Not spicy. There's no kicked,
Yeah.
like it's supposed to be like, oh, that's ginger beer. Like, but these are like kind of like watered down versions. And I'm just like, it doesn't really, it might as well be ginger ale. But a ginger beer should be like spicy. Like, so anyway, that's just my take on it.
Bite to it.
It's got to have a bite, man.
Yeah.
It's not giving me some ginger ale. I want ginger ale. That's not a Dark and Stormy or a mule.
Oh my gosh.
Hashtag real world problems.
I am a snob. I'm sorry.
A ginger beer snob.
A ginger beer snob.
Unapologetic.
Oh my gracious.
Yeah, so I tested these out on my mom earlier. I was telling you.
Right.
And I was like, they have to be good. I can't go in there and make something new and just have it be completely gross.
Right.
And she had one and she was like, I think I'm done. I think these are good. So
Yeah.
hopefully they got mom's seal of approval.
Right.
Got her a little, feeling good.
Yeah.
This afternoon. So
And she wasn't the one watching your children?
no, she was not.
That is good news. Because otherwise you're going to go home and...
Well, either the kids
They'll
are
be
going to
running wild.
in timeout the whole time,
Yeah.
or they're actually going to be like, we love Grandma. She's so fun. We've been
Grandma-
playing Twister.
So grandma's passed out on the couch and the house is a wreck.
She let us do everything.
So much fun. Fun grandma.
We figure painted our rooms.
Exactly. That's awesome. No, these are really, really good. I'm going to have to definitely make these. And I do like the fact they're not pumpkin, which I do love tons of pumpkin. But even the apple cider, for me during the holidays to make the crock pot with the apple cider.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And then
smells so good.
It smells so, and it goes so fast because everybody will, dip their mug into it. And even if it's not cold here, I will crank down my air conditioner just so that it's still like
you can have that little feel.
You can have the little feel. And hopefully we get a cold snap around the holidays
Fingers
at some
crossed.
point.
I hope so
but,
too.
I think not Halloween, but Thanksgiving, it was really cold or it was cool. I think it was nippy. Because I remember doing the hot apple cider, but this is like having that feeling, and the warmth of the alcohol without having a hot drink, right?
It's a good fall feeling. Gives me the warms and fuzzies.
Anything apple cider,
pumpkin
spice, or I don't know, what do they call those plants? It's like a squash variety.
A yam?
No, not a yam. But like anything along like the squashes, the yellow squashes and other things, kind of gets me in that type of mindset,
Yeah.
I remember this really good because fall, with the harvest, which usually happens around late September, October, they call it the harvest moon. I think it's in September, where the pumpkins have ripened, right? And all these different other styles of vine style plants, because they all grow on these big long vines. Watermelon, pumpkin, but they're not rooted. They just kind of grow right there on the ground, right?
Right.
But when you harvest them, there's like things like succotash and all kinds of like really good stews. So you put all these like real hearty vegetables in there because squash is really hard to eat raw. It's not pleasant at all.
No. And it can be hard to cut.
Yeah, super.
I've actually sliced my hand open like big time trying to cut up a squash.
Well, not only that,
on Thanksgiving,
because they have
that's fun.
They're typically a thicker skin.
Yeah.
And they're like curvy or
yeah.
it's not like a smooth surface or especially like pumpkins even I mean think of that texture where it's like super just real bumpy.
Right.
And so it's got a lot of texture. So it's really hard to like just put like a big chef's knife in there and just sort of, handling it, especially if you only do like one jack-o'-lantern a year. You're not going to be proficient in cutting these types of big oversized high texture thick-skinned things that now is what the season brings. So I usually count on a good chef to have that seasonal menu that incorporates a lot of these foods.
Right.
And there's but if I see someone do like a really nice stew or something of that sort, like good squash or good variety of I'm at a loss of words. I apologize. But
Was it that Moscow Mule that got you?
I was going to say, is it catching up with you?
Maybe. Don't judge. Jeez, guys.
Oh my gracious.
So, I have a card I want you to pull. Okay. This is the Food Healing Oracle deck, and I want to thank my mom for this beautiful gift. She even signed it for me. She could sign yours too. But if you like tarot cards and other things, it's kind of similar. We're gonna have Jen pull a card, and we're gonna ask her spirits and her guides to kind of just come and surround her and help her guide her to pick the card, something that she needs. Okay, and these are all just fruits, vegetables, herbs. It's painless. But then
I'm not going to be haunted, am I? I'm not going to go home with like a spirit.
This is not a seance. We are not asking.
You don't have a Ouija board here, do you?
We are not asking for bad spirits. We're asking
it's spooky season.
We're asking for your own guardian angels.
Oh, okay.
So, do you have any guardian angels that you don't like? Most people don't, right?
Yeah.
So,
is that a trick question?
No. Most of your guardian angels love you and want the best for you. So we're gonna ask them to kind of come in and just and guide you along as they do.
Right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. So you're gonna pick just one card.
Okay.
There's like 60 different cards. So.
Can I guess which card she's gonna get and then I win a prize?
That'd be fun.
I know.
You can have a shot.
Of course, I have no clue what those cards are. So.
So pick any card.
Okay.
Oh, this one.
Sorry.
Okay. There you go.
A mango.
Mango.
Oh, nice.
Joy.
So that's what your spirit guides are telling you need to hear. So in the mangoes, and we're just going to really quick go through this, and thank goodness they had the foresight to put everything in alphabetical order so it's easy to find. Mangoes, joy. Healing wisdom. Joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God. Quote by Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. Did you know that there is a chart called the Hawkins scale that offers a measurement of emotions in their vibrational rating? Joy is one of the highest vibrations that you can hold in your consciousness. Seize the joy that life has to offer you right now. Follow the light in the positive direction being shown to you. Just like mangoes that hang on the tree waiting for the moment to ripen, you're on a path that will bring you great joy.
Oh.
It is in this vibration that you can manifest at your peak. Allow the sunshine to come in and take part in the deliciousness that mangoes have in store. You hold a basket of truth and power within. Practical gifts. Mangoes are the national fruit of India and Pakistan. They are an intoxicating, yummy fruit. Rich in potassium and magnesium, they are loaded with antioxidants that help you neutralize free radicals. They are sweet and joyful in every recipe. From smoothies to sorbets to chunks eaten on their own. They are known for creating a natural euphoria and feelings of happiness and relaxation. Eat mangoes today and smile from the inside out. I am not surprised you pulled this because your favorite drink is a margarita.
Uh-huh.
And if you haven't, well, I used to work at Mango Tree in Cocoa Beach.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice fine dining pillow. I'm sorry, not a pillow, a piano bar. That's where my mind's going. It was a piano bar, and we had the best mango margarita. It was a frozen blended margarita.
Yum.
And we used fresh mango, and it's pretty much just a margarita. You just throw like a handful of
that sounds super
and we just
good.
blend it till it's smooth. So I want that to be your takeaway. I want you to go and have you and the husband create a mango margarita.
Writing it down right now
recipe.
in my notes. Mango marg.
Mangoes
marg.
for joy.
Hashtag mango marg.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. And then you should post your picture and your recipe.
You get your food. You're gonna get your own Food Healing Oracle deck at foodhealingdeck.com.
Cool.
Thank you, Mom.
All right.
I love that. That's so fun.
Yeah. Well, this has been a really fun podcast. It's been a little out of the box.
Fun episode, yeah.
Yeah, we had a great time.
We went everywhere.
We did. We
We
visited
did.
even dark places.
Swamp water. What?
Yes, exactly. But it was so great having you in the studio,
Yes,
Jen.
thank you so much for having me.
And you are a testament that just because you're in quarantine doesn't mean you just sit and you Netflix it away. You can drink it away too.
Exactly.
And you don't have to be a bartender.
Yep. You
Yeah,
do
to
not
have some
have
really
to be
great
a
cocktails.
Netflix and chilled margaritas.
Exactly.
I like
Exactly. So, yeah. So thank you, everyone. Please do not forget to follow Jen on her Instagram account, and also keep up with Darleen at Eat, Drink, Play, Brevard, and our Space Coast Eats Facebook page and our Instagram page too. So
Yeah.
we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.